The test server will be up April 11th. Yo, Todd, what was that mages? What was that mage that you played? Season 2.
I don't know. Wasn't my mage.
Yeah, no, I mean, I remember. That's how you carried me to rank in that season, dude. Just 'cause you played mage.
PMR was so easy back then, because no one knew how to play.
Yeah, no one knew, like, WoW could be, but like, no one knew how to stop it.
Well, everybody played PMR, but yeah, no one was good at it.
Yeah.
What else did we play that was really good? Druid Mage Warrior? That was really good too. We just lost to Warlock teams.
Played, like, Priest Lock Shaman. Like, season 2 with Bloodlust was amazing. But yeah, it's funny because I only started, like, any class I started playing, you like, played before. And I was like, I'm just gonna play that.
No, I never played Shot. I've never played a Shaman.
You played Shaman in season 1? You played that Shaman? You dropped Wind Fury, you guys have rank 1 5s.
I didn't play Shaman for that. I played a Paladin.
Oh.
Yeah, it was Shaman, Paladin, 3 Warriors, Angry Gnomes.
Was that
3 Gnome Warriors.
Was that when you rerolled Palette? Or no, that wasn't your Palette.
No.
Okay, yeah. No, I remember now. That was before you got Horde.
I played a Warrior mainly on that team, but
I just remember getting easy rank 1 as PMR on some shit BG. Yeah, PMR was the thing, but whoever just said that people were not that good back then. Those 30-second TC chains, I feel people could counter much easier now. I'm thinking new meta is WLD. Well, the thing is, WLD and PMR pretty much go neck to neck, but WLD will win if they play perfectly. But there's always a chance of RNG. But typically you have like your mage comp which has to play perfect, and they capitalize on playing perfectly, and then you have lot comps that just try to disrupt the CC chains. But it wasn't really like
double healer warrior is the best comp there is. The only thing that can beat double healer warrior is warrior lock druid.
Well, yeah. Well, a good PMR will be like a worse.
No, they won't.
A worse one for sure.
Yeah, but I mean, you're talking like if all the ground is footing with equal players, then yeah. I mean, I'm not talking. Yeah, but that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. I'm talking about which comp is better, and when you're talking about which comp is better, like you're assuming that the footing is equal.
I don't know. I think PMR and WLD like definitely tier 1. I think double healer.
Well, yeah.
I think it's a bit worse than PMR and WLD. In my opinion, both teams play the same. I think PMR should win. Because you have so long just to randomly give as PMR that you won't die quickly, or you won't lose quickly as PMR. You'll have so much time to like reset.
You should never, yeah, but you, like, nah, you don't have a lot of time. You just literally stay on the priest the whole time. Priest is gonna run out of mana.
Yeah, are you talking about like Priest Druid, I guess, or Priest Ballet?
Priest Druid Warrior versus
PMR.
Versus anything. The only thing that beats that is Warrior, Warlock, Druid.
Yeah. I mean, I pretty much agree. I think PMR is like 1% better, but that's just me. But it's definitely like debatable for sure. Or like you could be right just as much as me. Viable spec in arena for Warlock is SLSL. Yeah, that's true. That's pretty much the only. I don't know. Was Destro Rogue a thing back then? I don't remember.
Destro Rogue? No.
Like
no.
People play
Affliction. Affliction was good.
People play this joke. Yeah, but did people play Affliction Rogue or Affliction Druid?
Like in 2s?
Yeah.
Affliction was never played in 2s. Affliction was played in 3s. Warlock, Shadow Priest,
Shaman,
or Druid.
The thing with, like, I feel like the only reason Shaman was better is because Priest just go in so quick, so you just try to, like, I don't know, you just ride under pressure, I feel like, from double S, but I don't know, I always thought, like, if a Shadow Priest had, like, Spirit Gear, that Shadow Play the Druid would be better.
What?
I said I always thought, like, since Priest go so quick with the Druid, if you had, like, some Spirit Gear on your Priest, it could be viable, but I don't know, I never got to try it. I think Wheelchair Warrior was much more successful in Wrath, or other words, Double Warrior Healer. Nah, Double Healer Warrior was always better than Double Warrior. Double Warrior is called Lumberjack, huh? Lumberjack Cleave, rather. Don't listen to him. Well, he's the guy that I got ranked 1 with first time. And like the second time.
Yeah, I was one of the best 70 players there was, so...
Yeah, he pretty much taught me everything that I know now. Like, if you want to talk to someone who knows just as much about PvE and PvP, like I can tell you about everything in PvP, but he like knows everything about PvE and PvP. Like, we were both in the same guild, we were both in like the best guilds, but he actually like raid led and like remembers everything. Like I wasn't like a raid leader really. Like if I had, like I can do pugs and shit if I have to, but I'm not just, I don't know, I never cared as much, so I never had the same desire to like learn everything. RLD or RMP? I mean, WLD, RLD, RMP, RMD, the Double Healer Warrior, I'd say they're all like tier 1. I would say like in season 2, like Double Healer Hunter was tier 1 too, maybe.
Well, that's one of the beauties about 70 is like there wasn't a comp that beat every comp. Like
yeah, exactly. That's true. Yeah,
like there was a lot of things that was just really good. Like I mean,
well,
Double Healer Warrior could not beat Shadow Priest Warlock X.
Oh really?
Yeah,
I guess we're cute into that many back
you just throw dots on everything and Priest runs out of mana.
Yeah, that's true. I was gonna say, but you can burn the Priest too. I mean, well, I can kind of agree with that. I would say that RMP, like, I would say like WD just straight up counters fucking Double Healer Warrior too. I would say RMP actually has a chance against it, even if it is a fucking struggle. I think you could win. I don't know. I think people did get better at RMP since retail as well against W Healer Warrior, because W Healer Warrior wins on the fact that the RMP like can't play perfectly. But I can see W Healer Warrior being a bit better, especially in like season 2 and season 3 when people don't have as much gear, there's not as much haste. But I think once people get haste in season 4, like RMP and WD just fucking are really good. RMPLS, yeah. What do we play in? I know in 5s we play like, was it Double Healer, or sorry, Double Warrior Ret, 2 healers. What else do we play in 5s though?
I don't remember playing 5s with you.
Well, not with me per se, but you guys play like E.
Oh man, I played a lot of things in 5s.
You guys play 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever.
I mean, season 1 we played Shadow Priest, Mage, Warlock,
oh yeah, like Splunkers, like Druid Pally or something.
Yeah, Druid Paladin, no, Druid Shaman.
Oh yeah, sure.
I mean, we switched up that team a whole lot though. We had a Hunter on our team, we had a Warrior on our team. Season 2 though, we pretty much only played double Warrior, 3 healer, and we played 3 Warrior, double healer.
Yeah, I remember that. We did play ARM. I'm pretty sure we did play ARM PLS at one point on your mage in season 2. But I think we let your other comp get rank 1 instead of mine. Since we already had it in 3s. I doubt 5s will happen on this server. Yeah, 5s won't happen on this server. It'll happen on Hellground for sure. You know, Warmane TBC was April Fools? It's definitely not. Do you have a bust character or transfer? What do you mean? I leveled it. What is the highest level? 70? I would say 69 on Alliance. I feel like 3-3 is really underplayed on private servers in general, so it seems still pretty unknown with the standards of players today. It's a bit true, but like at like the rank 1 tier, like there were still really good players. Like I think people have this idea that players weren't that good back then, but if you think about the very best players, like the very best players would have learned what the best thing to do is. But like all
it's not the player. There was a lot more players, so there was a lot more bad players. But yeah. Like if you were a good player, like you were a good player. I mean, people are better now than they were then, simply because like the more reps and games you get in, the better. So when you've been playing the game for 15 years, of course you're going to be better.
Yeah, exactly.
Than playing the game for a year.
Yeah, for sure. Like when I went onto like Panda WoW, which is like the mop server, like yeah, I'm rank 1, and like probably no one else there got rank 1 in retail, but those kids were not bad. Like I would still farm everyone in the 3s, but they were actually like decent because they've been playing there for fucking 2 years. Like they better be fucking good by now. Like, so like I would say the top players, and like it was still very seldom. Like I wasn't nearly as good of a priest as I was. I wasn't like nearly as good back then as I was now, especially because like, you know, I definitely got carried by like my mage and my rogue in season 2, but like just playing a lot back then made me really good.
Season 2, when I got glad on that warrior, like I got carried.
Yeah, exactly. Like
5s, like I'd never played a warrior before. Like they were just like, hey, like we're good. We know that you're really good at communication and following directions because you've been rank 1 like, you know, a couple times. And like, well, not at that point, but I did get rank 1 season 1 on my on my priest. Yeah, I mean, all they just did is drop win, and I just hit Mortal Strike.
Yeah, you just called out targets, I'm sure. Or maybe even they did. Or I feel like
yeah, I pretty much always arena led when I played.
Things are so vastly different from retail skill.
Just because like that's one of the things that raid leading like always transferred like over is like awareness.
Yeah, exactly. It's just being aware, like being like, yo, like watch your back, don't pull that, don't pull this, like I don't know.
Well, the key thing about 70 PvP is like being able to coordinate switch targets, because it's not like at 80 plus where you have oh shit buttons. You don't have any oh shit buttons at 70.
Yeah, I mean your death is
I mean one of the reasons why druids were so good, other than the fact that they were almost unkillable, is because they had nature swiftness. Like
yeah, I mean, I remember I was just playing like a really long warrior druid versus rogue priest game, and he used NS to try to clone like me, and we recovered even though I had like no mana, and we later just killed the druid because we knew we didn't have NS. But yeah, I mean, like you pretty much know if you're gonna win or like lose or be like come close to winning or losing TBC. That's what I like about it. Besides like the random, like sometimes when you play priest mage versus like druid warrior, you have to bank on killing the druid in a blanket CS. Like a fear into full dodge.
I just like playing. I like warlock druid in 2s. Because if you're better, you always win.
Yeah. Well, that's the problem with like even on Phoenix.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing as. Oh, you go.
Sorry, I was gonna say like yeah when you played Warlock on Phoenix like it was fucked up there because.
Well, pets were fucked up.
Well, pets were fucked up and resistances were fucked up. Like, it was so easy to dispel hots. It wasn't blitz-like at all. And same with dispelling roots. Like, just like having insect swarm and entangling roots in the target should make it so it's, you know, like 50% chance to dispel the roots or the fear or whatever. But it was just way too high on Phoenix. Like, priests were definitely.
Well, it's because they. It's because they didn't know how to code it. They had a priority system. It wasn't random.
Yeah, no, it wasn't random. And if there was like multiple stacks, it didn't check twice. It just checked once. I remember that for a fact. It didn't like check, if it was like 2 dispels on the druid. It didn't check each life bloom to see like, okay, should I deny this dispel and deny this one? They just.
Well, that's one reason melee DPS was so much higher than like caster DPS. Like. Especially at 60, like because they didn't know how to do randomly generated numbers, like like in terms of just missing.
Well, that's why like even though like okay the hunter had like full T4 and you were in blues, and I made you an engineering gun on Phoenix, like you somehow did 1400 DPS on your hunter, and your pet alone did 900, dude. Like Phoenix was so horribly scripted. Holy shit. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
When, like, you just hit 70 and I like, told my guild, I was like, yo, this guy's super pro. And then you beat, like, all the other hunters' damage, and they already had full T4. Which was, like, stupid. Like, I mean, obviously you were better than all of them, but, like, it was just obviously horribly coded. I was looking at Pacifist's, like, I was looking at, like, a gruel kill. Like, hunters only did like 700 DPS back then. I don't know, it's because they sucked or what? Like, I don't know.
Like, well, hunters didn't get good until like,
yeah, until like T6 or whatever.
Oh. Hunters were good after T5.
Well, they definitely scaled
but the more gear hunters got, the better they were, because all their shit was like percentage-based damage.
Yeah, I guess it was once they got enough T4 gear that they actually excelled. But Phoenix was obviously fucked up. What happened to my voice? Well, dude, you should have seen me yesterday. I couldn't even talk. I did an entire 12-hour streaming without ever talking. It's not that they were good back then. The skill cap has increased over time. I would say like mages definitely got better over time because like you didn't have to be that good to get ranked 1. I mean, you did have to be really good as a mage, but like you didn't have to be as tryhard as you are now. But I would say like some warrior players and like some healers.
Mages.
Yeah, I would say mage definitely.
Mage, you didn't have to be like nearly as good as you would now.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I mean, I was a very average mage. Like,
right.
The only thing like I was not very good at like DPSing and when I was doing other things. Yeah, but I was incredibly good about always living and CCing and like.
Yeah, we were really good at resetting and just always like. Yeah, we were better at setup than we were at like kill for sure. But I would say like there were definitely some warriors who like reached. I mean, I don't know about reached the peak, but we're just like really good, like or as good as you could be. There's only so much you could do on warriors. Like reflect, as much as you can. Like make sure you charge as interrupts, like focus charge, like pummel well. You just do damage, but like mages obviously is probably the highest skill cap. Besides like I don't know, like I want to say druid, but I think you could do really well as a druid without even really being that good. Or like a lock. Like lock druid definitely is like super high skill cap as much as priest mage. But you can still probably get higher as druid lock being average than you can as priest mage. But to master both comps, you have to be like really fucking good. But priest mage is mostly about the mage. Druid lock is as much about the lock as it is about the druid, in my opinion. Especially the druid. But yeah, back then we got rank 1 as RP, like, without, like, you know, I wasn't nearly as good.
Well, that's the one thing about, like, 2s at 70 is, like, I mean, on private servers you can't do it because of the limited amount of players that there are, but, like, live, like, I mean, a druid could carry a bad warrior, warrior could carry a bad druid.
Absolutely, yeah.
I mean, when I wish I would play druid the entire time. Like, oh my god, like in literally.
Yeah, no, you had
2 weeks only playing a druid. Yeah, in season 2 gear at the last 2 weeks of I didn't even have full season 2. I had like one piece season 4, like a couple pieces of season 2, a couple pieces of season 1, like.
Yeah, no, I remember.
And only playing a druid for 2 weeks, like I was able to carry like a really bad warrior to glad, like.
Yeah. Ice throws are pretty good luck too. You guys probably got ranked 1.
Oh yeah, if I had better gear, absolutely.
Well, you guys were on the same server as like Soda and Ben Ricky too.
Yeah, well, I mean, I played with Doden and Ricky.
Yeah, I mean, you probably could have got ranked 1 and 2.
We beat Doda and Venruki in 2s.
Well, weren't they on carries? They were playing Priest Rogue, right? I mean, they were still really fucking good for sure.
No, they played Druid Rogue.
Venruki was on a rogue, right?
Yeah, Venruki was on rogue.
I remember Venruki was a really good priest back then too.
Oh yeah, he's the best priest I've ever seen. I think he's a way better priest than he was mage.
Well, I could agree with that, because even now he's like, I mean, he's still got rank 1 as mage, but it's probably, like, I don't know. He's not as good as other people at mage anymore. He's definitely, like, obviously rank 1 viable as mage. It's really fucking good. Warlock Druid over Mage Priest is a lock, can make fewer mistakes. Well, that's what I mean, is that Mage Priest has to bank on the fact of playing perfect. Well, Warlock Druid just has to, like, not fuck up. Or, they just have to, like, not let them...
Warlock Druid should never lose to Mage Priest.
Yeah, well...
Ever.
No, they shouldn't, but in Season 4, when you have spell killing gear, you can actually kill Cat. It's doable, only in Season 4. Because of Sunwell gear, but before that...
Not even then.
I mean,
not even then.
I'd still say, yeah. Like,
no, because if you were good, you had the trinket from, what's it called? SSC, and your pet was unkillable. It didn't fucking work on Phoenix. It was the stupidest thing ever.
Well, I mean, like, would you wear that trinket every game versus any comp?
Yes. Yes.
I guess, but if there's
because it gave spell damage.
If it's a warrior, if it's warrior druid, then your trinket's just useless.
That doesn't matter. And no, it's not useless. It gave spell damage.
That's true.
I mean, you're playing demonology. Like, you don't need you don't need what's it called? You don't need like the use trinket. And I mean, like, you're tanky in 2s. Like, you don't need you don't need the health trinket either. Like,
it's too bad that wasn't your lock human at the time too?
Yeah, my lock was human, yeah. The only thing that really stopped us, we honestly could have got rank 1, but literally that last day that we were queuing, we were like, I think in the top 6 or 7, and we kept getting stonewalled by freaking rogues with warglaives. Yeah. Like, and there's just nothing that I could do against rogues with warglaives.
I'm pretty sure it was like, it was those people doing carries too. That's the sad part.
Like, all we played that last day, like, we were like, I think we were like number 4 going in, and we finished number 6. But we dropped like a whole bunch to a whole bunch of rogues with warglaives and rogue warlock. Rogue warlock was just like unbeatable.
How was perception as a lock in retail? Good rogues with shaft sap. Perception wasn't that good, but I mean it could work against people. But yeah, rogues would just shadow stab for the most part. But perception plus, what was the lock ability? Paranoia from the pet. it was pretty good, but I mean, any smart rogue would just wait it out. Unless you played Warlock Rogue, and then, like, you had double human Warlock Rogue or something, and the rogue was, like, popping perception looking for you too. Like, yeah, that could definitely be scary. But perception, overall, like, I don't know. I would say Dwarf was better because of Shadow, because of Stoneform, and Gnome was better too, in my opinion, than Human. But, like, some double DPS comps, like, it would definitely work, like Mage.
Wait, what?
We're talking about perception on human rogues. Well, this guy was asking.
Perception on human rogues was really good if you played twos. It was the best ability for twos. Because you could play rogue mage and
that's what
just about beat anybody because you countered.
Right.
You countered
I mean the only
warrior druid because rocket boots were in the game. Well, rocket boots were in the game, so you just popped perception, popped rocket boots with engineering goggles, and there's no way that they couldn't see it.
Well,
and
they
you just
changed that in the last. They removed it in the last patch, though. I thought. Yeah, that was like a month.
It's free, but I mean.
Yeah. Well.
But even without it, you just pop sprint. Like, I mean, you're gonna find druid. That's all you could do.
Yeah, I agree. It was like 50% chance that you didn't find it. But I was gonna say, like, yeah, like human perception rogue was really good in twos, or sorry, in double DPS. But I think like rogue druid, rogue priest is still better as undead, obviously.
Well, if it definitely wasn't good if you were playing priest rogue. Sure.
It wasn't as good because you had
rogue druid was okay. Rogue druid was okay.
Rogue druid was definitely.
You can overcome fear. You don't really have to worry about it because druid rogue typically beats like warlock's X combo, warlock X team.
I don't know. I think versus like priest, especially or like shadow priest, you could just fear the rogue if he doesn't have will and just kill druid.
Well, I mean, but that's. I mean,
that's not his combo. But that's the thing is that the biggest counter to rogue druid was rogue priest.
Well, druid X was always vulnerable to double DPS.
Yeah, I mean, of course. But like, that's still also banked on like the opener. If you survive the opener, then you won. But a rogue priest versus rogue druid was like it could go neck to neck till the end. The fuck is he smoking live? Well, it's legal where I live. What trinket from the SSC was talking about? It's a pet trinket that gives you resistance to your pet. It's like a class trinket. Perception wasn't the best. Like if you're gonna play lock, play gnome. But if you're gonna play alliance and you want to play double DPS, then you could consider going perception. Human. But as a lock, I would play Gnome, dude. Gnome is really fucking good. Like when you go Gnome, Lock, and Night Elf Druid, that's the best like that you could be as both classes. Like
yeah, Gnome Warlock was the only good Warlock in for Alliance because being able to like, get out of hamstring and death coil, get out of hamstring and get around a pillar was always really good.
Get around the pill, like mount up even, and then run away and fucking go cast the pet while your druid fucking roots the warrior that can't do shit. Like it's actually like, but it's such a high skill cap because you could obviously just waste it like really easily. Like you know. If you just cast it and he just fucking hamstrings you again, obviously a waste. You have to know how to use it. That's what people don't really get. But people think that Horde's better for everything, and it's just not true. Like, people think that War Stomp is even comparable to Druid or Meldon, and it's just really not. Like, being able to drink in peace is what makes you win twos games. As Hunter Druid, as Lock Druid, as Warrior Druid. I mean, it's one thing just not, like, the players not knowing who you are, but also just the fact that pets can't, like, pretty much what you do is you stealth, like, you get out of combat, a pet is chasing you, but you get out of combat, you go in cap form, you fucking stealth, the pet gets off you, you get out and you drink, the pet gets back on you, and you meld, and then there's nothing the hunter pet can do. Nothing at all. And people just don't get that. Like, people think that Horde's better. That's why every server you play on, there's always more Horde. But they don't understand that, like, the super try-hard comps for 2s involve a lot of alliance comps. The pet trinket is from the eye, not SSC. That's true, yeah, sorry. I meant T5.
I would rather play Horde if I was playing, like, if I was a druid and I was going to play with a warlock, I would rather be Horde. If I was going to play with a warrior, I'd absolutely rather be alliance.
Well,
like, or a hunter.
Well, why would you rather be, what do you think is better, orc warlock?
For Horde?
Yeah, like, why would you?
Nah, undead.
Because, I mean, I could agree with you in 3s, like, if you want to play 3s, like, maybe overall, like, Horde's better. But I still think Gnome Lock is unbeatable. I mean, well, why do you need Will for as undead as Druid Lock?
As undead lock? With a druid?
Yeah.
Well, because it eliminates any mistakes you can make against priest rogue.
Yeah. I mean, it's a question of if you want to counter priest rogue more or fuck. I mean, I guess Will is still good.
It's really good in the mirror.
Warriors too. Like, that's why I think like priest mage could be really good as alliance, but even like being able to both will a fear from a warrior, because druid warrior and druid lock is one of your biggest counters. With both, it would be way better to be able to do it as fucking as Horde. But just think if they removed racials from the game, the ultimate balance. I don't know, Todd. What do you think?
They removed racials from the game. I
mean, it's not a bad, like, I think both. I think they should do something about humans. I think it would just be better if you got to choose your racial. Yeah, but then you don't know what they have. But I mean, is that a bad thing?
Does it matter?
Like,
No.
I just don't necessarily need to know, but the fact that you do know means that you can set up your strat around it too, though. Kind of changed the game how it is. I think if they gave every man for himself, like, you know, I don't know if you remember, because I know you stopped playing in Wrath, Todd, but you know how they gave, like, humans free trinkets?
Yeah, I know.
Like, I feel like
it's the dumbest thing ever.
You thought it was dumb?
Yeah.
Not because of Mel, rather BC's escape artist in Stoneform. Mel still loses her stomp every time. I think it depends on the comp. The other thing is that your war stomp can be resisted. It's easier to just see the benefits of Horde racial, simple tactics, etc. Yeah, I mean, Horde is definitely more, like, idiot-proof, for sure. I don't know, you think Mel loses to the stomp every time, Todd?
Meld?
Yeah.
No. Meld's way better.
Why would you... Oh, you want to play Druid Lock as Horde, only because of...
Well, because you don't need, you have the ability to reset a lot more without meld.
That's
with
true.
warrior you don't.
Yeah, that's actually really true. Cause as Druid Lock, your fucking Lock could just dot the pet and he has to just bring it back.
Well, Druid Warlock versus Hunter anything, you should win that game.
Yeah, that's true. I guess I'm not considering that, yeah. Why is Warmane good? Because because they fucking pay their developers and they can pay for DDoS services. Like, they have like over 8 servers up, and like, if you want to know why Hellground got shut down compared to Warmane, it's because Warmane pays a fuck ton of money for their DDoS protection, for all their servers, for all this shit, dude. Do you think Hellground pays? Do you think, okay, Hellground only has one server, number one. Number two, like, they're way less of a reliable source of income than fucking Warmane. think about it. Warmane can pay for all this DDoS protection. They can pay for all their hosting, and they can pay for the devs who will sit there every day and fucking fix the bugs that you guys cry and bitch and moan about. But somehow you expect their server to not pay their devs and do the same thing. I mean, think about why me and Todd, you know, we used to both play on Phoenix because at least they would try to fix shit over fucking night. You couldn't expect the same from other places. You can't expect the same from a hobbyist. But like, you have the case of Gummy where he's a fucking American programmer.
Well, that's the thing, is like, that's why you need like a donation system for gear and stuff. Like, some people have jobs and they don't feel like putting time in to get stuff. They want to play for like, you know, a little bit here and there, you know, and still be on an equal footing with everybody else. Like, that gives you the option to pay somebody to do it. To do stuff like that. Yeah. Like, if you don't have that, then, you know, you're basically having a full-time job and not getting paid. Like, it doesn't, I mean, it just doesn't work like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you have Adam, who makes over $100,000 a year. Like, you know, he'd gladly just throw $500, like, to, just get a gear to pay it, you know, because he only plays like an hour, 2 hours, you know, a week.
I mean, I think if you price it to the point where, like, someone wouldn't get fucking retarded gear, like, I think Phoenix did it really well. They never ever sold the same tier progress. And I think they only sold glaives, and it was like $700, and only like 3 people bought them.
Glaives? They didn't sell glaives.
No, they did, like, after you left. There was like 2 Chinese people that actually bought glaives. That was it. It was like $700. But I mean, like, Phoenix is trash. Like, imagine if you actually had like a fucking team that was fucking smart about it. Like, I don't know. Warmane will not piss you guys off. Like, the thing about Ice Crown is that they're just trying to milk it. Like, Wrath has been out forever. Think about how long like Wrath AT has been out for. Like, the fact that they sell Shadowmourne after like 5 years.
They just need to come out with fucking what's it called? Legacy server. WoW needs to come out with legacy servers, and they need to do it like they do Diablo and do seasons.
That'd be fucking cool. I mean,
and just do a year season. Like, everything resets after a year. Like, you have to level up, you have to progress, like everything. Like, like, that would be fun.
Yeah, I agree. That'd be really cool. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you could, like,
and you get like achievements and stuff that like carry over.
Like, I guess like the way that they have buy gold now is that you can only buy other people's gold. So there's never like artificial gold being inserted into the market. It's always someone else's like natural hard work. So I think like that's how they can make money too, is that they can take, you know, pretty much every time they do a transaction, they take like a percentage of it. Yeah, I think I was honestly thinking about it yesterday. Now that a huge server like Warmane is actually fucking doing DC, there's actually a chance that Blizzard will be like, alright, fuck, maybe we should fucking go in there and fucking release this shit already. Because if you think about it before, like, if you think about NOS, how they shut down and thought that, oh, us shutting down would make Blizzard want to fucking make servers for us. Dude, you want to know how you get Blizzard to fucking make servers for us? It's not through non-pay-to-win shit. It's through a bunch of servers making a fuck ton of money on pay-to-win. That way they're forced to just be like, alright, fuck, like, we gotta make fucking money off of this. Like, we can't let...
Well, I think Blizzard cares a lot less about making money than they do putting a good product on the table. And, like, I feel like that they're never gonna come out with legacy servers until WoW is like dead.
I think if someone,
they keep coming out with new content.
I think if someone like Warmane has like fucking like 30,000 people, like, or like 50,000 or 100,000 people playing on their fucking servers. Like, now they already have 12,000 on one server.
Well, you gotta understand, like, probably 1 in every 10 WoW players doesn't even fucking know about private servers.
Yeah, I mean, for sure.
Because they're idiots.
Well,
like,
not even that. Like, I would say like half of the old players probably don't fucking know about it either. Like,
well, yeah. I mean, that's also true. But like, and that's the thing, and that's one of the reasons why Blizzard won't do legacy servers right now, because they still have Legion and they're still making new content, and they know if they release legacy servers, then they're gonna be like, oh well, now we're at this point where we just lost our entire player base for Legion and the stuff that we're actually developing and paying people to develop.
That's the big thing about it, is that a lot of it is like their ego being hurt. Because they're like upset that they can't make a current game that's good. Which is sad to say the least. But I don't know, like that's one argument, but I think like that's kind of stupid, because there's just some people out there who simply want to play the old version of the game. I don't think it's necessarily that it's better, even though like I would say it is, but there's still a lot of players who say that they don't like that shit anymore. Even though the charts clearly show like it going way up in vanilla DC, and especially
well,
DC.
You have to think about it like this too. Like, think about like toys, collectibles, like anything like that. Someone gets older, they get money, and they're like, hey, like I really liked this when I was young. Like this is gonna be a hobby of mine now. Like, I mean, old servers are the same way.
What do you mean? Like people don't want to play old servers?
Well, I know there's just nostalgia, like, and it's not necessarily that they're better.
But still, the old game,
it's different. They're different. You can't compare new WoW and old WoW. Like
no, it's
you just
not the
can't.
same at all, but
They're two different. They're two completely different games.
It doesn't change the fact that like there was more people joining the game back then.
Oh, well,
and afterwards, there's all these people leaving. Like, Wrath went up in population, or in subs, but it mostly just leveled out. After Wrath, they just went down. They went down after Cata. There's still all those people wanting to play. It wasn't like a bunch of people just said, I'm not going to play MMOs anymore. It just wasn't as fun. Legacy won't even be considered until after they do whatever they're going to do with Argus. I mean, that could probably be true. They probably won't do anything. Like, you're probably right, Todd. They probably won't do it until they come out with another MMO. With, like, another engine. But what if they come out with another MMO, and they're like, well, we don't want to release the new MMO, or, like, the old MMO either now, because we're releasing the MMO. Like, you said it yourself, it's an old game, so why can't they just fucking release, like, a legacy of old game that people might not like, compared to the new one?
I mean, I still think it's just going to take away from like people that are playing Legion, like.
I know, but. Like,
and it may not, but I'm like that's my. Yeah. That's, in my opinion, that's their thought process behind it.
Well, that's why I think something like Warmane making it obvious that they need to fuck that other people are making money off of it, and that they need to do it, like, because if you think about it, like a lot of the reason why they even like send out like C&D shit or like copyright shit is because these private servers have like copyright images on it, and they have to send out this kind of shit, or else they'll face like losing it. But if there's actual people like also making money, then they'll be like forced to try to do something about it. I don't know, they just lose credibility. Maybe not legal IP like they do in the other cases, but. Death Crypt not interrupting spellcasting has 16 on the rafts, and look it up on their change logs. Oh, you're talking about Blackrock? Or are you talking about Warmane? Yeah, I mean, I don't think their PvP is amazing, unfortunately. That's why I said, like... Wait, what happened to it? I'm winning. I think that's over for some reason. That's why I said, like, Warmane won't be, like, amazing, but it will set the bar way higher. Because right now there's TBC servers that are way more shit than any PvE on Warmane, and they're just as bad in PvP. At least with Warmane, it'll be like good for PvE and like shit for PvP, as opposed to just shit for both, and shit stability, and there's no DDoS protection. Like, there's no way that you can't say that Warmane TBC is a good thing. Because it is. They'll set the bar higher. They'll make it so projects won't fucking waste your time with their trash. When you can just play on Warmane until there's something better. And that's the truth. I'm not saying you have to play on Warmane. But if you don't think that it'll help out the fucking the community, then like I don't know. You can cry about pay to win all you want, but it's gonna pave the path for a lot more TBC servers. I promise you. Any quest add-ons for TBC? I don't like quest helper while I'm using Carbonite. Good with competition regardless to put some pressure on Gummy and other servers. Exactly, like when Gummy comes out, there's no doubt that they'll have so many fucking players on it. And maybe the amount of players that you guys want. Because some of you guys say that 4K is way too many. Like, Todd, what do you think like 4,000 people on Outlands is way too much? Because like think about Elemental Plateau and shit.
4,000? It shouldn't be that too much.
Wait, what do you think is like the max?
I don't know. I mean, it's all based on capacity.
Well, the thing about
there's definitely a lot more than 4,000 people on my server. Like,
well, apparently 4,000 different people, but apparently the cap at one time was 2.5 thousand. Like apparently, and like I don't
like
know.
Retail?
Yeah, they say apparently like it was only 2.5k cap. I don't know if I believe it. I feel like it was 3,000.
I don't believe that.
I think it was 2,000, but we can be wrong. I mean, the other thing, Todd, is that like BGs have, you know, there's different BGs. There's always an active arena because I don't know, it's like phrase around so much BG.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's the other reason why, in my opinion, private servers need to have more people. Is because if you expect it to feel like fucking Blizzard, you fucking need way more people than 2,000 to be able to fucking queue arena, you know?
Yeah, do you want to play Dota?
Alright, I'll play one game of Dota with you. We gotta keep talking about WoW.
Yeah, I don't care. That's fine.
As many players as possible. Let's say 5k caps on one realm. Yeah, I think 5k is a good break point. Should have more realms with linked battle groups. Yeah, like if a server like Warmane can have battle groups, dude, then like fuck yeah, dude, that'd be the best.
Well, that's one of the things that I think people are making mistakes like too in the private server community is like instead of being a community, each private server hates each private server. Like, yeah,
I agree. And people hate on, like, people will like outright, like the server that I'm playing on, people outright say it's like, oh my god, it's so much better than this other server that I was playing Hellground. And it's like, dude, they're both fucking good, and they're both decent, but they both...
I just don't understand. Like, clearly you're playing a game, right? You're both playing a 70 or 80 private server, like, and you're playing it for a reason. Like, you're clearly like that's where your desire is to play that type of format of that game. Like, you should get together and make it better instead of killing each server. Like,
yeah.
Like servers that DDoS other servers. Like, why don't you just come together and like each server come together and say, hey, like, let's try to find a way to like coexist and like combine and make it better. Like,
right. Well, there are some servers doing that, but yeah, for the most part, they all just should play Game Crash. No, for the most part, they're all just trying to make money also, so they're all just fucking with each other. You know what I mean? So, like,
yeah.
Especially Phoenix, dude. Like think about how fucking...
But how much money does it cost to have like a server box? Like a couple $1,000s, like, right? To have a really good server box to be able to actually run a server.
Yeah, but
and then like your power bill and stuff.
No, but DDoS...
Yeah, and DDoS protection. So
yeah.
Like, really, you're not making money. Like, I don't know anybody that's actually making money doing this. Dude, like, it's Warmane, clearly a hobby.
I'm pretty sure Warmane actually is. I'm not saying like a fuck ton of money, like they're not fucking raking it in, but there are definitely a lot of people who are doing a lot of transactions, buying a lot of shit on Warmane. Like, for sure, dude. But the thing is, they're all fucking Russian, they all live in the EU, like none of them are gonna be fucking rich overall. Like, that's why everyone's talking about, like, I know you don't know about this new server, but I I was like telling you how I was testing SSC and it was really good. It's this guy named Gummy who lives in America. Like, when you have an American programmer, okay, like programmers in America make, like, think about Adam, dude. Like, Adam makes like 100 grand at least a year, and he's only been programming for like 3 years, you know. Like, there are people who make like 200 grand, and you can actually fund your entire server and not worry about donations ever, or worry about anything.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That is like, you're not making money doing that. I don't know any, like, you can't. I don't foresee, unless you have like a monthly, like,
all right, let me know when the game
subscription. I don't know how you could possibly make money.
I don't know, because on Warmane, like, you can trade, you can sell characters, and every time they do that, like, they get money from that.
Yeah, but it's just not a lot of money. I don't.
Yeah,
I don't.
Not a lot of money. You're absolutely right. It's not.
I should have sold my warrior on Phoenix.
Warmane makes a ton of money.
Because like, Phoenix doesn't even have it. Isn't the Phoenix 60 server like gone?
Yeah, and the 70 is gone too because they released Wrath, and even Wrath only has like 800 players. So they pretty much
so
killed.
Sad. My warrior on Phoenix literally had every single item you could have. Full tier 1, full tier 2, almost full tier 3, everything except for the chest. The only 2 items that I didn't have was the chest and the sword. But I had Thunder Fury, Sulphurous, the axe from Seathune.
Yeah, I remember you had like every piece of gear, dude. Played the shit out of that server.
Yeah, I know, man. It was some of the funnest time I've ever had playing WoW. People knock on like, I don't know, me and Jacob were having this discussion the other day about like raid content, and like Ryan too, and Ryan was just like, oh, the content like is so much easier like earlier on, and I'm like, well, yes and no. It's a lot, in my opinion, it's a lot harder to coordinate either 25 or 40 people than it is to coordinate 10 people with more difficult mechanics. Like,
oh, you're talking about Wrath?
Well, anything like
it's harder
when you
to do 25 than 10.
No,
or
yeah, it's a lot. Anytime you're involving more people, it's a lot harder to coordinate that than it is to coordinate like harder mechanics with fewer people.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
it's true. It doesn't matter how hard the mechanics are if it's like 10 people.
Like,
because you can just choose who you have, like, way more.
Well, also too, like, you can't have like one of those super difficult encounters like that they have now with all the shit like happening all over the place with 40 people. Like imagine that. Like, there would be nowhere for anybody to move. Like,
oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
I see what you're saying. Well, you have some cases where it's like a specific debuff. Yeah, but even then, yeah, you're right.
Well, okay, think about this. Remember when we were doing 3 dragons?
Yeah, on Ruby Sanctum?
Yeah.
Dude, that was so fun. Was
like that encounter wasn't with Phoenix.
With Phoenix
like,
the Guild, yeah.
Yeah, Phoenix the Guild, yeah. That was not an awful hard encounter. But that's because we were doing it with 25 people. Imagine if there were 40 people on that encounter. There would be nowhere for anybody to move.
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't do it.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, and then you gotta relate stuff like that to Kel'Thuzad. Like, Kel'Thuzad was pretty much like the same encounter as 3 dragons, and you literally had 40 people, so...
Yeah, that's true. Like, you just have to spread out, right? Like, you have to spread out so hard.
Same with like Seathune. Still to this day, I'll go down saying that there's never been a harder encounter than Seathune and what's it called? 4 Horsemen. Like, this was also in a day where there wasn't YouTube and shit like that everybody like could see how everybody was doing things.
Yeah. No, yeah. Because everyone has a different shit for sure.
Oh shit, we should probably pick.
Wait, is Shadow Stone picked? Where is he?
No, I don't know what fucking hero I want to play.
Alright, I got my hero.
Play Drow.
They also decide about mostly ×5 with 1 times professions. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're gonna do ×5 XP rates on Warmane first. And then once they do Warmane and they get up to T4, T5, people are like in T6, and then they'll drop 1 times, because then they'll know all the bugs. Alright, I'm gonna play 1 game of Dota with Todd here. There are a shit ton of people that bought VIP on the Arena Tournament, and that went for 60 euros. I'm pretty sure it only went for like 15 euros. At least 2,000 people. Yeah, I mean, I think that Warmane definitely has made more money than anyone else in the private server scene. Because there's more players on their server than anything. But Phoenix, I'm not sure how much money Phoenix made, but obviously there were still some people who bought Glaze and stuff. For like, you know, they made like $2,000 alone on Glaze, but Glaze, like, how long does that pay for the server? For like, maybe, I don't know, like, I'm not sure. Maybe like 3 months, 4 months? I don't know. It wasn't like there was someone buying a glaive every month, you know? Who are you gonna play, by the way?
I'm Slark. I like that. It's good against their team. Good with you.
This guy says that the cap was 3.5k in TBC. That sounds right to me, honestly.
I feel like that was based on what server. BG9 had a way higher cap than other servers. Like,
that's true. They actually, yeah, BG, like a lot of servers.
Like, I mean, high population had higher cap than low population.
That's so true. Yeah, that's so true, guys. Like, not every server was the same. If you noticed, a lot of servers like ran way more smoother than others. Especially
the main server that I was on, Natherzone, was a low population. No, I think it was a low population server. I feel like it was way, like there were 70 Phoenix had like 2,500 people on it, and I feel like there was way more people always playing than any other. And what's it called? I know that there definitely had to be more than a 4,000 cap for Kel'Thuzad. When I played there, because like, I mean, shit, like there was always like 1,000 people just chilling in chat. All the major cities, like.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely think it was based on a realm. Like, I'm pretty sure like most realms had a server cap because they didn't upgrade the servers, but a lot of servers that like BlackRock or Kel'Thuzad, like the huge servers of each like zone, definitely had more than other servers. Absolutely. There were times like when the new expansion came out where they were like, like BlackRock got shut down and they like upgraded the server and it went back up. That happened so many times.
There's a lot of other things because servers were tied into each other and they could share bandwidth and BGs and stuff took stress off of that and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. There was some servers definitely shared the same, like a lot of like RP servers or whatever the fuck. As long as they're on the same. Oh shit! Why'd I buy those? Do we have a
courier? Here, we don't have a courier.
I got it. How do I use it? Yeah, there we go.
Yo, Urza, you wanna come over here and take their thing?
As foretold, it is in the bag.
I kind of suck at this game, guys.
Yo, come top. He's jungle. Yeah, he's jungle. I'm coming.
They all decided, but most likely 5 times. Well, Maliko's in here right now. The Warmane admin's in here. Yeah, I should ask them. But we were just talking about cash shop and stuff. Yeah, I mean, I think Phoenix did it pretty decently. Like, they only had glaives after.
Yo, Paymon, come over here.
I'm coming.
Yeah, let's go now with Shadow Shaman.
I only have W on excellent. I fucked up. I don't have.
Yeah, it's fine.
The spirit moves me. The battle begins.